Hi guys, Havoc here and welcome to today's video. I must apologise for not producing a video in so long. Had a really busy week with the history project. We've just received the keys for our new history hub, which is going to be a community history centre in our town in Dean in Kent in England. Super exciting. If you're interested in history, check out the links below. That's a whole different endeavour than what I'm doing here. Now the video we're doing today is a bit different. Whilst I was away, there was a new kid on the block turned up called IYOUXIN. He's in his early 20s, he's from the Ukraine, and he's the best player in the EU server. He's super cool, and I actually use his videos to help me learn different positions, bits and bobs, and he has got so much uber content on his channel. I really recommend you go checking it out. Well, he contacted me and said, I like what you're doing, I like the fact that you're trying to teach players. He didn't know all about the history of me and what uni, but he said, would you like to platoon sometime? So yeah, the answer was of course yes. If I'm being honest, I went onto his stream to platoon. Young lad, best on the EU server. I was half expecting him in real life to be a little bit up himself. Do you know what I mean? A little bit elitist. You know how these youngsters can get when they're really good or the best of. In actual fact, it was the complete opposite. Such a humble, wonderful young man that I think has got so much to offer this game. And so what I want to do is I want to show you a game that we played together. This is going to be about teamwork. I was pretty much taking directions from him, and this is, I mean, he got a really good score, but it's an average game for him. And to be honest, it's a pretty average game for me, but it shows really good teamwork and what can happen if you just take your time. So without further ado, I'm just going to press play and then we'll carry on talking during the video, right? Okay, so as you can see, we are on Studzankia and we are on the East Spawn, and I am in a 1390 and IYOUXIN's in a T50. And as you can see, there's dual perspectives here, right? So you're going to be able to watch both matches at the same time. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap from one to the other depending on where the action is. So if you see it jump to a T50, it's because something's going on with IYOUXIN. If you see it jump to me, it's because something's going on with me. But in either case, you're always going to be able to see what's going on with each one. First point, see how IYOUXIN on the bottom corner there is driving along? Everyone else's turret's facing forwards, his turret's facing towards the enemy. Now, yeah, he's behind a ridge, but it's very good practice. I actually remember I used to teach people that. If a shot come in, he's more likely to deflect it, because his turret's facing the enemy, the front of his turret, the most armoured point. So it's a really good tip there. Now we're over to IYOUXIN, and he's going to put some shots towards his AMX 1390 that's down in D6. The AMX has taken shelter behind a building now. And he's just going to hold it there, see if he can get some shots in. 2 shots now. He's got one more, he missed, and now he's going to pull back. Lovely. At this point, I'm spotting on the high flank there, up an A6. I'm joined by another tank there. I have spotted some stuff, but now that I've done that first spot, there's no real point me staying there. We're going to need to win the other flank. So IYOUXIN's asked me to come back round and relocate to the other side of the map so we can see what's going on there. We haven't got much intel there yet. We can see there's a standard being a Centurion Action X up on A5, and we can see that there's some heavies up at C4 and 5, but we can only see an AMX 1390 up the other side, and he's pretty much stuck because IYOUXIN is camping him in now. You can see that right there. Now I'm just popping up a little bit here, seeing what I can see. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take up some positions by some buildings just over here that if you've watched some of my other games, you see I sometimes do here. Now, it can be a really strong position. It can be a little bit dodgy sometimes, so you've got to be careful what you're doing. But I do like to go there because it gets me really close in and enables me to spot some different bits and bobs. Sometimes if you go forwards and go down in that dip, you can overcommit and it can sometimes be quite difficult to get back out again. So as you can see, what we're trying to do at the moment is gain some intel on this flank and then see what we're going to do and make up our minds from there. The 1390 is just taking another hit now, and IYOUXIN's still quite focused on him now, ready to take the kill the moment he pops out. And I'm just going to be moving backwards and forwards and seeing what I can see and what I can shoot. Now, if you don't know this young lad, you must go and see his channel. One of my favourite things about him is his facial expressions on his thumbnails. And he always looks permanently surprised. Whoa! It's brilliant. I know, if I was, if he was one of my mates, it would always be the joke of what expression he could pull next, and he can pull out some killer expressions. You have to go and check out his thumbnails because they're really cool. They've been really well done, actually, graphically. His editing on his videos is superb. His English is really good, so there's absolutely no problems understanding him. Now, I will say, if you're a bad player or a new player, some of the stuff and strategies he uses might be a little bit too advanced for you. Still worth watching anyway, but definitely one to remember if you're very new at the game, you know, because you might not understand all the reasons why he does what he does necessarily. So that's what I tend to try and do, is really simplify it down. It's basic gameplay. I try to do the basics well. What he does is a whole different ball game, right? So it's definitely worth checking out. So I only had one shot then. There was a risk that the moment I fired, I was going to get spotted. I didn't get spotted, but I didn't want to hang around. We can see, looking at the minimap now, that the majority of the enemy team is up round the 3-4 line and up the north side of the map. Apart from the RT, the only tank that's unspotted is TSTRV, which is likely to be on the 1 line somewhere in a bush. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get position and spot that stuff. IYOUXIN's right behind me now. You can see on the IYOUXIN cam down the bottom there. He's literally just following me in his tracks. He's going to take up a more central position, and I'm going to go round wide and try to shoot. Now, you might have noticed me a few times here where I've had shots and I haven't fired. And that's because I don't want to give my position away. I don't want to lose unnecessary hit points. I could get that 200, 400 damage, and I could lose 600 or you know. And the same goes here. Right now, I'm not too sure where this STRV is. And I'm thinking to myself, I want to get a bit further away than this to this Progetto. So I've got a bit of a better angle now, and he's a real dangerous gun. So I decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to risk it for a biscuit, and I'm going to remove this Progetto from the game. And this is what this is 3090 is really good for. The 3090 tier 9 light tank. It used to be a tier 8 ages ago. It's just so good. I love these light tank autoloaders. I love the Even 90. Got a great Even 90 video coming for you. Ace Tanker and Serene Coast. Absolutely wonderful lead-off play. 4,500 assistance damage in the first few minutes. Ending up clearing up myself. Anyway, back onto this game. IYOUXIN's in the central position now. I've been spotted, presumably by the STRV. Haven't took a shot from him just yet. But everyone's going to be looking at me. Leopard gets me with a tracking shot. Thankfully, it didn't do me damage, so that's all right. But things are going to be looking my way. If you look at that 3 line now, where that's being pinged, things are going to be looking my way. And in actual fact, now they know I'm here, it's a bit dangerous. One. Can I get another one? No. Okay, back in again. Nice. Swapping over to IYOUXIN now. He's got this Object 277 there. He puts this gunner, this T50, into really good use up in this middle bit here. I'm off on the flank, and we're kind of holding it here. Now, there's quite a bit of gameplay where we're kind of floundering around this area, because, in case you haven't noticed, it's 5-5. It's even Stevens, this map. Oh, the SDRV showed himself. And IYOUXIN put some shots in towards him. He's looking right at him now, but he's aiming in. Now, what's going on now behind the scenes on the stream is IYOUXIN saying to me that when you can get out of there, get out of there. If you can get out of there safely, get out of there and come round near me and scout up near the middle here. Pretty much the STRV is going to prevent me from going up on the 1 line there. Because the moment he spots me, I've got no cover. The moment I come out from behind his house. And the 430 and the Leopard 1 and the PTA all got really good guns. Are going to smash me in the face. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to leave this game yet. There's still work to be done. There's the artillery. Notice how IYOUXIN don't shoot that. Because he could quite easily kill that now, right? He's just holding on. You'll probably see, yeah, there you go, a shot come in. He's in a really nice position now. He doesn't want to get spotted again. And there's more damage to be had. He was aware that there was other people on his team that could take that shot. So he didn't do it. And I must admit, I don't think I could have shown that restraint if that was me. I think I probably would have fired. Might or might not have necessarily been the right thing to do, but... So as you can see, down the bottom, I'm on my way round now. I've gone I've taken a wide berth and I've come all the way round. I'm coming to meet IYOUXIN. Now, it's a bit of seat of the pants moment here. I'll switch over to me because I get up here, I get spotted there, and now I don't know where this STRV is because I've not seen his screen. I only know where it is in conjunction from the other building, so I don't know where that object 277 is. That he could hit me. So now I'm just thinking, oh God, this is going to end really badly any second. Here comes the STRV out of cover. The artillery fires, misses, gets me with a bit of splash. IYOUXIN's putting the shots in there. I track him. I put another shot in, and then the fire killed him off. It looks like the fire or ammo rack there, one of the two. I think it was an ammo rack. And either way, he died. So that was lovely. Okay, so now we're spotted. We have to keep on the move again. And it's a bit of a tight squeeze. And that's when IYOUXIN says, Pete, roll up that hill and sit in that bush. And if I'm perfectly honest, I didn't think that I could do that without being spotted. But of course, the STRV's not there now, is it? And I can. And another scenario here where I could shoot this guy. I've got 2 in the clip. I could put 500 into him. But would I be spotted now? I think I would. I think if I did that, I would melt relatively quickly. And I thought that my ability to spot on this map is more important right now than my ability to do 200 to 400 damage, right? Oh, it's a nice cup of tea that was. I could just do another one. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a funny week. I have had the worst week on tanks ever this week. This game has trolled me so heavily. I have had one-shotted from Artie on the move so many times. I've had the amount of times I've been killed with blind shots, it's been unbelievable. It's been absolutely mental. I actually brought the Senlac when it was on offer. I was going to make a video so you guys could see the Senlac. My first maybe like 20 videos were phenomenal, but I weren't recording replays. Here comes IYOUXIN with another good shot there, and another one. Lovely. Can he finish him off? Oh, he's just up behind cover. Put my replays on to record because for some reason it turned off. Couldn't get a single good game. Couldn't get a single good game. I was just trolled to high heaven. In the end, I just give up on that idea because my win rate had gone from 65% after about 20 odd games, 30 games to 52. However, that tank has got massive potential, in my opinion, because of the HE rounds that are high penetration, even higher penetration than the EBR 75FL, the standard tier 8 premium. The EBR has got 75 pen for HE, and this has got 90, so you can do some serious damage, 260 odd damage per shot. When you're firing HE in a Senlac, which is accurate with HE, you're putting out 3k damage per minute. So what I'll do is I'll get some good games, some examples and some bad examples, and I'll make a video, but it won't be now. This video and the Serene Coast one's next. Lovely little shot now. So what's happened here is I've gone wide round on that bush line and up the one line, and I didn't need to take that long of a loop round. I went all the way back round. I could have just cut across. As a result, I weren't there when that damage was spotted and able to be killed. So IYOUXIN's got some more damage in there, and this is the difference between being this is the difference between good and excellent. The excellent player will always be there. Now, arguably, I'm in a light tank, so I do have to kind of do that long way round, and it isn't necessarily my job to get all this damage, and it is my job to do a bit more spotting, but, you know, it all depends how you look at it. I am a light tank player that likes to do damage. I would say I play like an aggressive medium scout. 1 and 2 for my IYOUXIN there, beautiful. That's actually finished the game off. We had a whole session of games playing together, and he just rattled out. He rattled out like 4k game after 4k game, right? It was mental. And then he was like, well, these are average games for me. And then every now and then it would be like 5, 6, 7k game. He's such a phenomenal player and such a worthy personality to follow. You can see there I got 1,583 damage and 2,523 assisting damage. So by all intents and purposes, that weren't at all a bad game for me in my 1390. let's look at our IYOUXIN scores there. And our IYOUXIN scored 4,257 damage and 1,400 assist. So he had 5,600 combined to my 4,100 combined. So all in all, we hit a smashing match, and it was a nice little piece of synergy between a medium tank and a light tank. And I just want to say thank you to IYOUXIN for inviting me to his stream and play, and I hope we can do that again. I had super good times. We had a really good chat on the stream. You've got like the old school What streamer playing alongside the new blood, you know, and I was able to give him some different tips and advice from a business perspective, because since I've done streaming, I've done a lot of consultation about online followings and stuff like that, which seemed to be going well for him, so that's really cool. And hopefully he can carry on giving me some tips. Although I will say he showed me a really cool run on oh, what map is it? It's that snowy one where it's got the lake, and it's a really good way. You can scoot along and go up. And the first time I tried it in the game, I just drowned. Oh God, it was terrible. I just drowned. I was like, oh, I'm so glad I'm not in a platoon with him now trying to do this. That would be so embarrassing. But yeah, so that's it. In case you haven't noticed, there's some links down on the bottom of the stream. That's my history channel. I run a history non-profit company. And here's a very short video telling you what it's all about.
History has the power to change lives. History Kids is a community campaign with a single goal: to bring the transformative power of history to schools across the country, to give our schools the help and assistance they need to take children and transform them into a Roman, a smuggler, an adventurer, to give them the chance to go back in time, discover connections between past and present, and build foundations from which they can confidently lead their lives. Join the History Project in supporting the History Kids today. Allow us to give children educational history experiences they will never forget, and memories that will last them a lifetime.
Right, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to say goodbye now. Thanks for stopping by. I don't ask for nothing for these videos, but all I will ask is for you to subscribe if you haven't got a problem with that. It's absolutely free. It's quick and easy. You just press the sub button. If you like history, don't forget to subscribe to the History Project. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for coming by.